Hello, God bless from Up Ministries. It's me, Dick Jr. I am coming to you today to read you Zephaniah chapter 2. Okay? And now I prayed and I asked God to ask Him to help me speak with you before I started this video. And I suggest anytime you place yourself in God's Word that you pray also, and that you ask Him for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding specifically, just like I do. He's going to give them to you, and that's His promise, and it's in this book if you care to find it. But the reason why is this, because He doesn't want us to be in the dark concerning His perfect plan of salvation, which is contained in this book, which is Jesus Christ. Okay? So, those things being said, I'm going to go ahead and get started here in Zephaniah. And as we read through this, I would like to also reiterate, as we read through prophecies, always keep in mind the possibility of something unfolding in the modern world, or a feeling that's brought about by something that you read because of the similarities in the cultures or governments that are taken on at these points in their lives as well. Okay, because there were many complicated things going on. So anyway, those things being said, I'm going to go ahead and get started here in chapter 2 of Zephaniah. Gather yourselves together, yes, gather, O nation, without shame, before the decree takes effect. The day passes like chaff, before the burning anger of the Lord comes upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger comes upon you. Seek the Lord, all you humble of the earth, who have carried out His ordinances. Seek righteousness, seek humility. Perhaps you will be hidden in the day of the Lord's anger. See, there's one of those things. Kind of hits home today. Okay. For Gaza will be abandoned, and Ashkelon a desolation. Ashdod will be driven out at noon, and Ekron will be uprooted. Woe to the inhabitants of the seacoast, the nation of the Cherethites. The word of the Lord is against you, O Canaan, land of the Philistines. And I will destroy you, so that there will be no inhabitant. So the seacoast will be pastures, with caves for shepherds and folds for flocks. And the coast will be for the remnant of the house of Judah. They will pasture on it. In the houses of Ashkelon they will lie down at evening, for the Lord their God will care for them and restore their fortune. I have heard the taunting of Moab, and the reviling of the sons of Ammon, with which they have taunted my people, and become arrogant against their territory. Therefore, as I live, declares the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, surely Moab will be like Sodom, and the sons of Ammon like Gomorrah, a place possessed by nettles and salt pits, and a perpetual desolation. The remnant of my people will plunder them, and the remainder of my nation will inherit them. This they will have in return for their pride, because they have taunted and become arrogant against the people of the Lord of hosts. And the Lord will be terrifying to them, for He will starve all the gods of the earth, and all the coastlands of the nations will bow down to Him, everyone from his place. You also, O Ethiopians, will be slain by my sword. And He will stretch out His hand against the north and destroy Assyria, and He will make Nineveh a desolation, parched like the wilderness. Flocks will lie down in her midst. All the beasts which range in herds, both the pelican and the hedgehog, will lodge on the tops of her pillars. Those are unclean animals. Birds will sing in the window. Desolation will be on the threshold, for He has laid bare the cedar work. This is the exultant city which dwells securely, who says in her heart, I am, and there is no one beside me. How she has become a desolation, a resting place for beasts. Everyone who passes by her will hiss and wave his hand in contempt. And this is all prophecy against these nations at this time. But as we read through prophecies, always remember that there are pieces and bits that could possibly pertain to things that are going on around us today, or things that we need to understand, So I think here in verse 11, just to mention something, but the Lord will be terrifying to them, for He will starve all the gods of the earth, and all the coastlands of the nations will bow down to Him, everyone from his place. Okay? That's kind of a large statement, and it doesn't say anything about Gaza, and doesn't say it's all as we go through it. And that's one of those statements I think that pertains to possibly to these days or days to come. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, this is Zephaniah chapter 2. Thanks for listening. God bless.